Tamara said, we are Project Completion. This is Nikki. I'm Keara. Go ahead. So basically, we started the company during the shutdown. We met each other while working at another office, and we ended up finding out that we share the same passion for projects. We had a friend group and a lot of family members that were looking for renovations, and they just didn't know how to get started. It was a lot of stay-at-home moms. They just had a lot of unfinished work and waiting for someone to come help them. So during the shutdown, we decided that why not? Why don't we just go for it? So we got our DBA set up. We finally got registered within the next year. And then officially, as of July 9th of 2021, we decided to quit our full-time security blanket and we took the leap into full-time work. The business started working with a contractor. So we actually subcontract because we were pretty nervous starting out, not really knowing the field, not knowing how the community worked, and being unlicensed. So with this group, we were able to renovate apartment units or different little small projects. They gave us a lot of opportunity to grow and learn. So this was one of our major projects that we did with them. It is a large bathroom. It doesn't really quite show in the pictures, but it was the first time we did tiling from the floors to the walls to all the way up. They really wanted tile. So we started this project with another contractor, and we quickly also learned, as much as we love other contractors and working with them, we really had our own individual path we wanted to go. We liked being clean, we liked being organized, we liked communicating with the contractors and the clients. And we found that working with another company, they just weren't quite up to that level that we wanted to be. So we found that we wanted to be more involved. So as we got through this project, we really learned, okay, we can tackle a bathroom and we can do this by ourselves. And the homeowner actually, they gave 3 top reviews out of all the clients that this construction company had used. And they still are friends with us and reach out. And we actually have plans in the future to be meeting up with them and kind of starting women in construction or DIY and doing projects at home. So the next slide, we went off on our own. We decided to take the leap, and even though we're not licensed yet, we wanted to go ahead and just see how we could do things ourselves. So we did a lot of small projects in between this point, but we ended up getting to this job, which actually ended up being one of the most difficult jobs we've ever encountered. And no offense to any of the men in the room, but it was the first man we actually had dealt with. And so it was a confidence booster for us to realize that we are unique. We didn't quite realize just how strange it was for 2 women in construction and to be doing projects for someone. And we also realized that we wanted to change the culture of the handyman, because this client actually had a lot of bad taste for contractors. So he was very bullheaded. He was very nitpicky. He criticized every little thing we did, but also would turn around and compliment. So it was a very emotional roller coaster for us. So we made it through the project. It ended up taking us, they kind of held on to us for almost 2 months. And then we had actually joined Scale and had met our mentors and realized the importance of a change order and the importance of having a pay schedule, and realizing how important that we needed the attorney, we needed the accountant, we need a contract, we need somebody to help us, because by the end of the project, he didn't want to even pay for us to get out to his house. And we were actually starting to have that first confrontation with the client, which was a good learning curve for us, but it ended up being great. Go ahead. So then we started actually getting back into the projects that really drove our passion for this company. This client actually is a friend of ours, but she was actually the perfect client to showcase our business, because she has been embarrassed to have anyone in her home. She was having anxiety and inviting family over. It was just, she's a full-time working mom that was struggling to get the projects finished, and her Unfortunately, her husband just didn't want to finish them either. So we're finding a lot of times that people just don't have the set of skills that they used to. So we stepped in, we just helped do a refresh just to kind of help her get through those anxieties, and it actually worked out really well, and she's booking us again in April. So a lot of successes that we've had is that we set obtainable goals. We like to make sure that we're not going to go outside of what we can't do. We made that very clear in the beginning. We want to make sure that we're not going to grow too quickly or spend too much money. Being true to ourselves and knowing that we can't do everything. It's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to make mistakes. Just learn and grow. So I call them lessons, not mistakes, because we've learned in the last year, we've made a lot of little problems, but we ended up finding out better ways to communicate and better ways to do our own business. So giving ourselves grace and also letting go of expectations that you have and realizing that's okay. Go ahead. So what's next? We are open up for questions, but we want to get our licensing. We want to make sure that we're finding a way to be organized and set a schedule. We also need funding because now we're in the point we need a van, we need tools, we need stuff we can't afford right now. And we want to find more consistency with networking and getting jobs that we can start scheduling in. So that's project completion. Thank you very much.